The painted likeness of yet another demigod, Mao Tse Tung, floats above marching men as the last 3 months of a war-stained half-century clatter to their end. Militant communism triumphs in China. Armed force usurps the place of wisdom in the East. In Formosa, 80 miles from the China coast, Chiang Kai-Shek presides over his defeated nationalist remnant. Still recognized by America, but not by Britain, the Generalissimo becomes a problem which embarrasses the United Nations. By contrast, nothing save grim unity of purpose is seen in the armed strength of those who connive at aggression. These demigods, whose tongues mouth peace, yet whose instrument is military might, imperil the world's peace and progress. Molotov, Stalin's deputy, greets Mao Tse Tung at Yaroslav station. Does Chinese intervention in Korea foreshadow red twilight over Asia? Security in cooperation. That is the theme which dominated Clement Attlee's White House talks with President Truman. The flames of Korean aggression have shown the need for a common defense. Their nations stand together once more as brothers. Brothers against aggression. At Burtonwood, Lancashire, G.I. Joe is back. Back with his super forts. Back where 5 years before, he helped the RAF drive the Nazis from the skies. Maintenance work is now once more a pride of Burtonwood, one of the world's great aircraft maintenance bases of World War II. After derelict years as a storage dump, it has come to life once more as one of the 10 operational bases for the 3rd Air Division of the United States Air Force based in Britain. 14,000 men, 3,000 miles from home. Steadily, these men have settled to their task. Many of them on 3-month training flights, which bring them from Alaska or Okinawa. Sergeant McGuire of Maine takes A.T.C boys in hand. Ceiling 35,000 feet. Yeah, real skyscraping, and why not? Maybe he'd rather be with them in a motorboat way back off the coast of Maine. But it's a change from weather flying and bombing Heligoland and air-to-air refueling from B-29 tankers and dummy air attacks on the towns where these youngsters live. Warfare is not the only thing they teach these English lads. Gene Anderson of Ohio shows Lancashire how to wield that other type of bat. A few lessons in bowling too, or should we call it pitching. The time may come when there'll be a Lancashire team playing tests in the USA. Between spells of duty, the soothing spell of cricket. The velvet magic of rich green turf. The pent-up excitement of a game which thrills. How did you feel, brother, when orders took you to a foreign clime? The whole wide prospect of the King's Highway lies before them, with only a few more miles to a cinema seat, sometime, somehow. All 4 of them fish out of water. All 4 potential friends, but each measuring the quality of his fellow men. And that's how good neighbors meet. So, in 25 square miles of English countryside, a little America grows up. The laughter of 1,500 young Republicans lightens the day for G.I. Joe. "1,500 families, 1,500 household chores. It's a way they have back home in Salem, Oregon. It's a way they have here in England, now that Mrs. Joe's around. Note, by the way, the domestic equipment. It's an incentive for Mrs. Joe's husband to rise, for once he's climbed to the 3 top grades of NCO, the quartermaster hands out the fittings free. less 1,500 shopping chores. It's pick and carry at the PX stores. To avoid drawing on food stocks in England, all supplies are shipped direct from their homeland. Here's another case of thoughtfulness. Watch for their dollar bills as they queue to pay. They'll reach the cash desk in half a minute. In place of genuine greenbacks, they'll hand in military money called scrip. It's Uncle Sam's way of helping Britain to keep dollars out of the black market. The days shorten. The year nears its end. And in Warrington Market, Mrs. G.I. Joe gets her first taste of British shopping conditions as she hunts for presents. She's a newcomer yet, but each visit will bring her in closer contact with British wives. By the time she returns home to the States, maybe there'll be just one more voice to speak of the home she found in this country. One more American who remembers friendliness and fair dealing. Back in the hutments, gifts for 1,000 English orphans are on their way. Into the stockings goes that fruit from Warrington Street. Here is no case of high-powered government planning, but just the simple good nature of ordinary folk. Along a pathway worn smooth by generations of our fathers, tread the sons and daughters of these cousins from across the seas. Common ideals inspire them. They pray in a common tongue. A padre, who served with their fathers in the First Great War, welcomes them to the house of God. And now the true background of this union of peoples stands clear. From acts so simple, true understanding grows. A priest from Lancashire, a man from Bangor, Maine. A tree deep-rooted in the soil of ancient European custom. A religion which has grown from a seed planted in the East. So into English homes come these families from the West to eat at the table of a people with which they have so much in common. To find in this foreign land so much that calls to mind their life at home. Home life. It is against this background that real understanding can grow. For 3 whole years, these kiddies will learn to know this land of Britain. Not from storybooks, but from a close-up family point of view. 2 families joined for a party. Nothing more than just that. Yet multiplied a millionfold, capable of an influence which could change the face of history. Back on the airfield, the same spirit is at work. Chaplain Solomon Carpenter of Denton, Texas, is cast as Santa Claus for a party the GIs are giving Warrington orphans that night. The beard goes on, and official headgear comes off, leaving just an ordinary, good-natured man beneath a Christmas disguise. But remember, his uniform also was a disguise. Now he's to play his part in the same type of show our own men have put on in 1,000 ships, 1,000 regiments overseas. Behind this background of happiness, mankind echoes the words of Eisenhower. The children of all nations deserve better than we have so far been able to promise them. They bear no hatred, suspicion, or distrust. Let us work for them, and let us never shirk from defending their birthright of liberty.